You're recording.
Oh, we were just saying how, we talk before our recordings and we usually are joking around and, we go into these things laughing already.
Already, yeah.
Uh,
Except our producer
excuse me.
pulls them out.
Oh,
Because
no, we're
remember, we
leaving
have to
them
give
in.
him producer credits.
No,
He
we're
needs
leaving
his
them in.
credits.
People
Oh,
need to know we're laughing.
I seriously.
Yep.
All right. So this is episode 2 of Do We Love That For
Do we
You?
love that for you? Do we?
Do we?
I don't know.
I don't know. I, of course, am Heather.
And I am Zia.
I'm so glad we're doing this. This is fun.
Yes. Yes. And like we said, we're doing it for us. If you enjoy our little spiels, enjoy it. But
Enjoy it with
we're,
us.
yes, yes,
So, Rich, side note on this, we are recording this in a new method because
we are.
apparently
Yep.
I know my daughter did not like the doo-doots that went every 10
Yes.
minutes when we recorded
Yep.
on the phone. She told me multiple times that I needed to get rid of it. Rich told
Yes.
me we needed to get rid of it, and I
Yes.
told all of them we loved it.
Yes.
However, to make us
We
sound
don't
more
want to annoy
professional
people.
and to
Yes.
sound
It's
more
our
professional
progression. Progression.
is so Rich spent most of the week trying to find an app we can use. So we found
Yep.
this one,
Yep.
and we're going to give this one a shot. So we'll see how it
Absolutely.
works.
There's no deets to annoy
I could
anyone.
do it if you want. I'll set like a timer, and then every time it
Yeah,
goes
we
off, I'll be like, "Ding."
should. We'll see it. We'll see what they say. Every 10 minutes. Doo-doo.
That's right. So we realized after the last one that we didn't talk about how we met. We talked about who we
Absolutely.
were and where we were
Right.
and why we were, but we didn't talk about how we actually met.
Right. Some people
I think
might
it's
be like, why are they doing this together?
how do they know each other? So
Right.
I think it's actually a quite funny story. And of course, the way we tell it, it gets funnier each time.
Absolutely.
So we'll start. I'll set the scene.
Yes, go ahead.
I was a school bus driver for 11 years in a school district in upstate New York. And our school district has 8 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, and 2 high schools.
Absolutely.
So you can end up almost anywhere. And of course, all the start times and end times are at different times throughout the
Yep.
day. But there was 2 elementary schools, well, technically 3, but 2 parking lots for a school
Right.
bus that I like to go to. And I always made a point of trying to get a run, a bus route that would take me to one of those 2 bus parking lots. Because as a bus driver, we didn't really care what the school they came from.
Yep.
Just the parking lot was what we liked.
Right.
So I was in a building that we call the North Building. That's the one parking lot I was at, and it has 2 elementary schools in it. And we would always pull our buses up about 10 or 15 minutes before the kids come out of school at the end of the day. And we use that time to get the bus ready for the afternoon and things like that. And we would line up so that we were all in order for the kids to get on in an organizational way, in an organized way, I guess is the
Yes.
proper word. Not that it ever was organized or
Yes.
organized chaos, maybe.
Yes.
Um, but we did that. And every
I
now and then, if you had issues on the bus, we would have
yeah.
to
Which was more
call
often than not.
on my route.
Yep.
We would have to call what they call the disciplinary, and that was our definition for it as a bus driver. I
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
I know Zia in the school, you guys are called the
Principal aid.
disciplinarians are called different, right? They're called a
Yeah.
principal aide.
Yep.
We didn't call them that. We just called them disciplinarian.
Yep.
So I called for disciplinarian one day because I was having problems on my bus with another bus.
Yep.
And so that bus driver and I were standing outside of our buses waiting for the disciplinary to come up. And
There I was.
there you were.
And I just kept like going to your bus for either that issue or other little issues, or even just like bus passes. Like you give kids bus passes to like either go home or just to a daycare. And so I kept going out to her bus, and I said, she was wearing a Fallout shirt, which
A
it's
Fallout 4, the video
yeah,
game.
so it was like big in my household because we play video games in this household too, and so did she. And get a little brainwashed. Now you're a parent, you got to do what your kids tell you. So I walked out and I was like, "Do you play that?" Because it was on her shirt, and she's like, "Yeah, why?" such a Jersey
I
answer,
did.
right?
I did. I was like,
Nosy.
why? Why do you
Yeah,
want to
like
know?
nosy. What do you need to know
Yeah.
that for?
Stop
Right.
looking at my
Yeah.
shirt.
So I was like, oh, I said, yeah, we play in our household. I play, my kids, etc. So it was kind of like a ending conversation because,
Right.
two
Okay,
Jersey
good.
girls,
Yep.
we didn't even know
Oh,
we
I
were
didn't
from
know you were
Jersey yet.
Jersey from then. Right.
No, we didn't even
All
know.
right, good.
So
I'm
then kept
glad the
going.
principal aide, the disciplinary lady,
Yeah,
I'm so glad she plays video games. Now
that's
you
right.
go. You weren't
Whoop-de-doo. What
talking
did
to
that
me
have to
today.
do? Yep.
Right.
Yep. So she, a couple of weeks go by. We really didn't talk about it. And then she starts wearing Jersey shirts.
I
And
didn't
I'm like,
start wearing jersey
well,
shirts.
yeah,
You
no, like
noticed
I
them.
noticed that you were wearing a Jersey
I
shirt.
think it
And
was a shirt that was the outline of the state and it
yep,
had a bunch of
all of them.
cities, all of
Yep,
them. It had just about all the towns and cities all over it.
yep.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, what's with the Jersey shirt?
Why are you asking? Why?
Some
Why do you
Jersey.
want to
Right.
know?
This lady's asking too many questions about
She
me.
wants to know about my Fallout 4
Right.
t-shirt. She wants to
Right.
know about my jersey shirt. What is your
Right.
problem, lady?
Right. Right. And so she was like, well, I'm from Jersey. I'm like, so am I. And
Whereabouts?
where about? I go, well, it's not on your shirt.
Mine isn't either.
So then we were complaining about the shirt together that things
Yeah.
should be included on the shirt. Yes.
Yes.
And then that was it. So it's
And then
like
I think
10.
we exchanged names
We
officially.
did officially. Yep. Because I only had like your last name. You had my last name, but it wasn't
Right.
official
You,
first
right.
names. That's all you get. You
I
officially
don't
call
care
that
because
person to the
again,
bus.
right. I don't
Right.
care. I
Right.
need you.
Yep.
I don't
And
need
and
you.
usually like what people don't know is like if you did call me out to the bus, it wouldn't be you, it would be the dispatch would call the school and then I come out.
Correct.
So you wouldn't
Correct.
have even called my name, you're just like,
No.
"Oh, she's
I just
coming. Yep,
I
she's
want
coming
the
out here.
disciplinary, and then somebody would appear
Yep.
because
Yep. Is
if
she
I was at
available
the
or isn't
elementary
she?"
school, right, or if it was a child that was on my bus that went to the other elementary school,
Right.
you wouldn't
Absolutely. I
necessarily
wouldn't
come.
no, it wouldn't have been me.
It would
So
be
so
that
you're just lucky
school's
that you had a
person.
trouble bus.
No. You know what though? Those kids to this day still
You would
see
have been
me
friends with
and
the
talk to
other
me.
principal aide.
I don't know who's going to listen to it from the school,
Right.
so I'm just going to
Right.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I love that
Um,
for me?
yeah, you love this better for you.
I love this.
So
So
now it's like 10
at the
years.
same time, yeah, I was gonna say, but at the same time, your one of your children,
Yep.
adult children at the
Yes,
time,
was
was working
working.
at the school,
Yes, they
and
were.
he was very bonded with one of my extra
Yep.
loved needing children.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so I actually, that's how I met your son,
Yep.
your
That's
eldest
right.
son.
Yep.
That's how I met him. And
Yep. Because he would
because
walk her to the bus.
he would walk her to
Yep.
the bus a lot of days, and
Yep.
I finally asked him after a couple of weeks, why are you walking her?
Right.
And I, yeah,
Yeah.
so that was
And
awesome.
so
And
it's like she was meeting the whole family at
at
the
one
same
time,
time. It was like
yeah,
like our family was being like pushed into her life very quickly.
well, hold on. If we're gonna do that, then let's go. Let's just extend it.
Yeah,
Then we all went to your house for dinner one night.
that's
It
right.
was me and my husband now, but we were
Yep.
dating at the time,
Yep.
and my only daughter, or
Yep.
technically our second youngest.
Yep.
It was you, your husband,
Yep.
and your
I
oldest
think
son,
my
or your
yeah,
youngest son.
youngest son. Yeah. Yep.
And we all went to your house for dinner,
Yep.
and that was
Crazy. It was a Jersey day. And that's actually what my husband said when you guys left. He was like, "Okay, that was a lot of Jersey for me because
that.
your husband is New York and my husband's New York, and
Yep.
then we're Jersey, and they're like anytime we go out, they have to sit there and listen to a lot of Jersey talk and
Uh-huh.
energy and
And then they try to throw in their New Yorkisms every
yes,
now
and
and
we're
then, and
like,
it's like,
no,
no,
no, no, they get
no,
shot down a lot.
frequently. Yeah,
Yep. But yeah, so it's been 10 years now that I've
10
known
years
you.
now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and we actually got yelled at too a couple times that I was just
How
coming
long
out
is
to
this
talk
going to
to
take?
you. I know.
Yes,
How
because
long
as
is
our
that going
friendship
to take?
grew,
Yeah.
we would, if you had free moment and
Yeah.
I was waiting for the kids to come out, you would pop down to
Absolutely.
my bus
Yep.
and say hi.
Yep.
And I didn't always get to be at your school. There were
No.
years when I wasn't at your school,
Right.
which because of the way we would bid on our runs, every year we bid, and
Absolutely.
it's based on seniority. So in the beginning, when we first met,
Yeah.
I was down on
No.
seniority, but as I
Yep.
got higher, it got easier to get to your school.
Yep.
Um, However, that also meant that my hours were limited
Yep.
because if there wasn't a long enough hours in the day, but we made it work.
Yeah.
And if I didn't make it
Yep.
to your school, that's okay.
Yeah. And we
Then we
were at
started.
that point that we started going for coffee and, getting
Speaking
together.
of,
Yes.
I love that for you
That's
transition.
right. That's
I
right.
love how you did that.
Yes. Yes. So,
So
yes. So 10 years and yeah, we that's how
it's
we
going
met.
strong. And
Yeah.
now we're distanced, but
Now we're
we
distance.
have a
Yep.
guaranteed every Saturday morning phone call,
Yep.
or every two
Absolutely.
Saturdays at this
Tuesday.
point, but
Yep.
we'll get it to every Saturday at
Yep.
some point, I hope.
Absolutely.
And every time I pop into New York, I always sneak over and see her. Although that was the best when I surprised you
Oh
the
my God,
first
I
week of
cried.
school. You did.
There's
Actually,
not
you
many
cried,
people
and
that
then
make
I
me cry.
cried. You cried, then I
Yep.
cried, then
Yep.
Isabella cried.
Yep.
So
So yeah.
Isabella's somebody we'll talk about another day. I
Yeah.
need to get her permission first. I don't want to
Yep.
bring her up,
Absolutely.
but but yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Friendship.
friendship. It's
Yep.
great. I wouldn't
So
change you for the
talking of
world.
no, me neither. Me neither. So yeah, transitioning to my little coffee there. Um,
Oh yeah,
we
this is
were
fun
going to have coffee on Black
on
Friday.
Black Friday
Could we get a
because,
cup of coffee? Well, we had to go to a
well,
couple of places.
three
Um,
stops,
three
three
stops. Yep.
three stops.
And so there was a list. I don't know if you saw it out there. People were trying to say not to go to different stores during Black Friday, you know, try to not spend money at certain places.
Right.
It was a list. I'm not going to get into the list because I we're going to keep this non-political. So we're I'm driving by to get to you because we were going to one store that morning, and I
Right.
see all
Oh yeah,
these
that's right.
protesters, tons of protesters out at
Yeah.
Starbucks. And I was like, oh my God. Now, to me, I'm thinking, are they just protesting something personal or are they protesting the list? Because I was like,
Right. Because
there
sometimes
were
you have
tons of stores.
protesters.
Yeah, tons
Yeah.
of stores
Sometimes
on
you have
that list.
protesters just standing there.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, are we going to go out and we're going to encounter all these protesters? Right.
Yes. So you
So
texted me
that was
right
my,
when you pull into the
yeah,
store.
that was like my first thought. I'm like, are there protesters everywhere? Because that just, it just ruins the day for us to,
Right.
enjoy. So anyway, we leave the store and we're ready to go to Starbucks, and they're there, front and drive through,
And they
and we
stopped a
asked
car
them.
from pulling in the
They
drive-through. I don't know
did,
if you saw it because I was
yeah,
the first car. We were all in our own
yeah,
cars.
and
And I
when
say
we
all
walked,
because my daughter joined us.
yes,
So
yes,
we were in three cars.
right. So
So
when we pulled up, I said, "Oh my God, that guy couldn't get into the building."
yeah.
And we asked the protesters, we're like, "Oh, excuse me, are they closed?" And she said, "No, the dining is closed area because we're protesting. It's the barista protest."
Right.
And we were like, "Oh my God, okay." And I was kind of shocked. I know they're pulling like all the baristas from all the
Because
places,
they want to go to a union. They want to
right?
unionize Starbucks.
Absolutely.
And
But
again, we're not going to talk about that. That's a
nope, not
political
going to talk about
topic.
that. But,
Nope.
it looked like a lot compared to familiar faces because we would always go after work. I didn't
Yep.
never see the familiar ones didn't look like the familiar ones we always saw.
I
So
said to I said to Eliza, I said, dude, I said there was 12 or 14
oh my God.
baristas standing at that Starbucks. I'm like,
Oh my
if
God.
there were that many people there all the time, we wouldn't have to wait an hour for a cup of coffee
Absolutely.
some days. Just work.
Absolutely.
And Eliza told me that I was jumping off the deep end a little bit
Yeah.
on that, but
Yep.
so I
But
didn't really
no,
love that
so
for her,
it's just
but
like, that brain thought of,
yeah.
oh, now I'm dealing with shopping, Christmas stresses, holiday
Yeah.
stresses, and then
Yeah.
also you're dealing with, I can't get a cup of coffee in the morning
Right.
because now it's closed. So then we went to another one and they were open, but their espresso machine didn't work.
Right. Well, so I did look into that.
Oh,
So contractually, they
yeah.
rent the space from the grocery store, and
Oh,
in their lease, they must be open if the grocery store is open.
oh, I love that. So
So
we'll go
they
to all the
have,
grocery stores. No, I'm just joking.
well, but they turned off their espresso machines because I
Right.
can't imagine that their espresso machine was
But
broken.
well, the one over here by me, theirs did break for a while and I couldn't get my coffee.
Mm,
So they do have quite a problem
they
with
do.
the espresso.
Okay.
Yeah, because Zach and I, my son Zach and I, we were very, we get the caramel macchiato and I need my espresso shots. And my God,
Upside
if it's
down,
not there, good Lord, it's a
upside down with the
tragedy.
whipped.
Yes. And you know how it says, oh, the first sip on the cup?
Hmm.
Don't I look at you every time I take that
You
first sip?
do.
And I'm like,
You
it's like
do.
my Coca-Cola. It's between my Coca-Cola and my Starbucks. I'm okay if I get that first sip.
Agreed.
Yep.
So I come home. So
Yeah.
after well, no, go ahead. So then we had to, so we get there to the
Yeah. And
grocery
then
store,
we had to go
Starbucks,
to
and they
a
told us, but we did get our cake pops there
we did. We got our cake
w-
pops there. That's a
because
thing
that's
for
a
us.
tradition of ours.
Yep. 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 And then we went there and then we went to a local place to eat.
Right. It's a
So
little
and we
chain,
got
but
our
it's a local
yeah.
chain.
Yep, and we got our coffee there. And
Eh,
we all agreed it's great to support the local community
Yep.
shops at
Yep.
that point because it is
Yep.
Black Friday.
Right. And honestly, I would have been very willing to go there first
Me too.
without
But it's
going
not
to the
tradition.
Starbucks. But I was going to say that, but it wasn't tradition because that place, when we would go, it would be right after school, and all the high schoolers would
Absolutely.
end up in there, and we wouldn't want to
Absolutely.
sit in a coffee shop and
No.
try to have an adult non
Conversa
school related conversation because
right.
we talk about everything.
Right.
Almost never talk about school, and if we do,
No.
it's like the first 10 minutes it's like, oh my gosh, that
Absolutely.
happened, and
Yep.
then we move on because our
Yeah.
friendship isn't based on the
Our
school. That's how we
school. Right.
met. That
Yep.
was our foundation, but then
Yep.
we've moved on, so
Yep.
it was always
I
hard to
love that.
go to
We
the
moved
local
on.
one.
No.
We moved on.
All right.
Oh, and nobody could
No.
see, but I did make my arms
Yes.
go like out and
Yes.
about, like we
Right.
moved on.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, so I mean, we didn't want to go where all the kids were because we
Right.
used to go to the one right by your house,
Right.
but all the kids from
All
your
the kids would
school
go.
would
Yep.
go there with their parents after school to
Absolutely.
grocery shop or whatever, and we were seeing
Yep.
kids there, so we decided to go to the big one.
Yep.
Um, that's what we did.
Yep.
Um, but
But yeah,
so
definitely. So
yeah, so Black
just a
Friday
lot
was a
that
very
day.
interesting day.
Yeah.
So I know it says on our little notes here that we write that we were going to talk about Black Friday shopping, but I
Yeah.
do need to change the subject ever so slightly.
Absolutely.
So we did go shopping at one
Excuse me.
store in the morning, and then we went to our coffee drama, as it may be. And then I left straight from there. Oh no, I wonder if that sound, did you hear that sound?
What?
Oh, I just got a news alert and it popped up, but it made this
No,
big
I did
sound
not
in my
hear it.
ear. So
No,
I
that's
wonder if
personally
that'll
your
show
sound.
up. Oh, I
That's
wonder if it'll show
personally
up
your
on the
sound.
recording.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yep.
Um, so I left. We finished coffee around noon, and I have a 3.5 hour drive home. And on my drive home, I started driving, and I got to the New York Vermont border, and I hit a snow squall.
Oh,
We're from
geez.
upstate New York. We get snow
Yep.
squalls. I've
Yep,
driven a
we do.
bus in snow squalls. It's a snow squall. You
Yep.
slow down for 10 minutes, you drive out of it.
Absolutely.
So this one was a big snow squall. It lasted probably 10 or 15 minutes of driving time. And so I get into Vermont and I'm out of the snow squall. Now, of course, I have the mountains of Vermont. And for the most part, those were fine. It was a little congested, but not too bad. I get almost out of Vermont and I hit a second snow squall.
Hmm.
Oh, no, wait. I didn't go that way. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, why am I not knowing where I hit that second snow squall? No, my husband, Rich, told me to go the highway, which
Okay.
would take longer. That's right. And it was on the New York, Massachusetts border, like Stockbridge
Oh,
area, where I hit
yeah.
the first snow squall. And then I get in to Mass. That's right. It wasn't Vermont, it was Mass.
Oh, that's
Oof.
what, yeah,
So I
yeah.
get into Mass and I'm on I-90, and it sent me up I-91, which takes you up on it takes you up straight up Mass, and then it takes you to the Vermont New Hampshire border.
Okay.
And
Yep.
then it goes up the Vermont New Hampshire border all the way. So it took me that way, and I was about 20 miles out of the Vermont.
Right.
That's where it was. I was about 20 miles out of Vermont,
Wow.
and I had a snow squall so bad. I was driving 15
Oh my God.
miles an hour on
God,
an
I hate that.
interstate.
Yep.
I couldn't see, no car around me. I couldn't see the car in front of me. I couldn't even see
Ugh.
the lights. It was so bad. Then I finally get into Vermont. The snow stopped in that little area.
Yeah.
I get into New Hampshire, and I was totally fine until I got to the middle of the state.
Yeah.
And when I got to the middle of the state, I hit another snow squall,
Ugh.
and this one lasted probably. They called it a squall, but I mean, it was a snowstorm.
Yeah.
And there was like 4 or 5 car accidents. There was at one point I was driving and I went around a bend, and there was about 3 cars in front of me
Yeah.
and 10 or 12 behind me. I couldn't see the end of the line behind me, but we were coming, and we went around this bend, and there was a cop in the road directing traffic because of an
Oh my
accident.
God. Ugh.
I didn't see him until he was at my
So
window.
dangerous for him too.
So dangerous for him. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa. And then finally I get to Concord, which is the city right next to where I
Yeah.
live. And it like immediately cleared up and was fine.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm only 20 miles from Concord. So I mean, it was
Yeah.
like smooth sailing
Smooth.
the rest of the way home.
Great.
But it took me almost 4.5 hours
Of course.
to get home.
Of course. The only time that we've run into that is like we go to the New Jersey Devil games,
Mm,
and we, Michael and I had hit a huge storm last year. It took us like almost 6 hours to get home because
I
we were
remember that.
right behind the plow also. And
Right.
then, we just couldn't move. We couldn't go left. We couldn't go right. We couldn't even pass him. And it was like 6 hours. It's 3 hours, maybe two and a half from Newark. And you're just like, what's happening? I mean,
Yeah.
you get so tired coming
Yes.
home driving. Right. Yep.
Yes. It
Yep.
was
I mean,
crazy.
I love to drive, but my God, 6 hour trip back and forth, that's just
6 hour
crazy.
trip for what should be 2.5 or 3.
Absolutely.
That's
Yep. And I think that's the problem. I keep that in my head while I'm
Mhm.
driving. And you're like, this could have been 2.5 hours. This could half
I
hours.
say that. I
Right?
love that for
Right?
you because I say the same thing.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh. I love that. I
Oh
love
my
that.
God.
But yeah, so it's just, it's crazy.
It
Like,
is.
I was shocked at how long it took me. I think one time it was in the summer.
Yeah.
Um, I
The
used to
rain.
meet well, no, worse than that.
Oh.
I
Oh.
used to meet my daughter's father. We used to do the divorced parent swap
Yeah.
in a parking lot at a
Yeah.
McDonald's right there in Mawa
Right.
on 17.
Yep.
And we used to meet there. And I planned all of her visits around this time the next year, or for the
Yeah.
rest of the time she would go visit him. But it was the day of Travers,
Oh,
the
jeez.
race in Saratoga at the
Yep.
Saratoga racetrack. And it was the day of the Travers. And we met at the worst time, apparently, and I dropped her off, and there was an accident right
Oh
near the toll
no.
because it was when there was toll booths. There
Yep.
was an accident right outside the toll booth on both sides.
Ugh.
So it took forever to get through that stretch. And then once I got through that stretch, it was literally bumper to bumper
Oh
all
my
the way
God.
up because everybody was going to
Yeah. And
Travers.
then
I
you
am
see the
assuming.
horses. The horses coming up there.
Yeah,
I know. It's
yeah, it
crazy.
was crazy. And that one took me almost 6 hours to get
Yep.
from Mawa
Yeah.
to we were living in at that time we were living up in Scotticoke, well,
Okay.
Valley
Yeah.
Falls, but
Yeah.
we were living up that way. And it took me like 6 hours because I got stuck in Travers
I
traffic. And I
know.
didn't even know what Travers was at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it takes you a while to learn that. I mean, well, I came from a racetrack loving family.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way nicely. But
that's good.
definitely, I knew all that stuff probably before I was 8. Um, but yeah, definitely, it's
Yeah.
it's a
But
lot
you
to
didn't have to
learn.
drive in that traffic.
Good Lord, no, not at all.
No,
Yep.
that was crazy.
But talking about traveling, I was acquiring a new bag for school, to
Okay.
take my stuff. Because, we have these big water cups now with the handles and all that
Yeah, those
stuff.
fancy ones that the second
Yeah.
graders come walking
Oh,
in
God.
with.
I know. Stanley cups. I don't have a Stanley. I do not like the Stanleys. I don't have a Stanley, but I do have a brewmate. And
Ooh.
that one, a little bit smaller size, but
Okay.
it does have the handle. And I'm like, how do I get this thing to work with a coffee cup, the water cup? How do you do that, right? So I bought a bag online that had a little clip that goes through the handle,
Okay.
and it kind of secures it in the pocket so that you don't drop it out.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's great. So I got in a fight with it because it wouldn't let go of my cup. So I went to take the little hook off, and it wouldn't let go of the hook, first of all, and then it got stuck
Mm,
with my cup coming out. So, needless to say, quick pro quo there. My daughter has it now. She took it to the city to travel with, um, because I was like, what am I doing? This is ridiculous. So I did get my old Adidas bag back, and this has a leak-proof top. Literally, no water comes out of this thing, and
okay.
I just throw it inside, stuff it between like two bags, and boom,
You're
done.
good.
Yeah.
I love that
And
for
I'm
you.
like, don't have to carry anything. I mean, beautiful bag, loved it, but no, I cannot fight with anything in the morning. I have to fight with myself to get going. I'm not fighting with the
And as we
cup.
spoke earlier, you are the disciplinarian,
I
so
am the
God knows who you're
disciplinarian.
fighting with at school.
Absolutely. I don't need my day to start with a bad bag issue and a cup issue. That's the least of my worries that day. Oh my God.
Right?
Oh gosh. Yeah, it's just, you try to make these things easier for yourself, and you're like, I'm gonna get, like, just to treat yourself during the school year, you're like, I'll get a new shirt, or I'll get a new bag, make things easier. Sometimes you just got to stick with the, devil and not the ones you're going to,
Sometimes yeah. Yep.
right?
That is, yep. Very much so.
Absolutely. Uh,
So I have one funny story to tell you.
oh
Well, I have a
God,
ton
go
of funny
ahead.
stories, but I
I
have I
know.
have an epic one. So my husband's brother owns a condo down in
Okay.
Ocean City, Maryland,
Yeah.
and he doesn't use it as an Airbnb,
Okay.
but he lets family come
Right.
down and use
Absolutely.
it.
Yep.
So we go down and typically go a week in the summer, and other family members go down, and of course
Right.
they're there and all that. So this year we decided we didn't want to go down over the summer. We wanted to go down for a music festival
Okay.
in September. So we took a week down there and we did a midweek. So it was like a Wednesday to a Wednesday kind of
Yeah,
a
I love
thing,
it.
just to be different because we wanted the whole weekend for the music festival.
Right.
So his condo, years ago when they first got it, needed a lot of upgrades. It was a very
Okay.
old condo. It looked old, but it was very comfortable.
Right.
It's a great condo. I love his condo. Perfect location. So one year they came through and they redid the floors, and then they redid the kitchen, and then they redid
Yeah.
the bathroom, and I mean you could see then they put air conditioning, they put a central unit in, and
Love it.
so I mean they're redoing all this stuff, and they make it look, it's amazing how
Right.
functional it is for such a small space.
Right.
I think it's like 900 square feet. I mean it's
Okay.
micro tiny,
Yeah.
but um so this year their upgrade was they installed a bidet
Oh
on
my.
their toilet.
Oh my.
So you know me well enough to know
Yes.
that I have to play with that.
You have to play with
I
everything on
have
it.
to play with
They
them.
have
I
ones
mean,
with music. I mean,
lights. I mean,
lights, music. I mean, you can have an entertainment show while you're going potty.
exactly.
Yeah.
So this is just a cold water bidet. It doesn't
Karaoke.
have.
No, I'm just joking.
Ooh, that could be fun. Instead of searching reels while you're
Right.
sitting there,
Just sing
sing along.
karaoke. I love it. We would do
So
it too.
I would too. I
Yep.
mean, so I'm playing with the bidet for 4 or 5 days
Right.
and not thinking any of it is wrong.
Right.
Just playing with the bidet. Every time I would go, I would do like a
Yeah.
sitz bath, and I
Yeah. Try them.
was having fun.
Right.
So we decided to come home a day early, not
Okay.
because of anything, just because it was cold. We couldn't go in the water. It had rained.
Right.
The vacation was over,
Yep.
So we decided, you know what, let's just go home a day early. It's not
Absolutely.
going to hurt anything.
Yep.
What are we going home for?
Yep.
So we came home a day early, and on the drive home, I started to get like a stomach ache, and I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I don't normally get travel tummy, but I'm like,
yeah.
all right, it's travel
Yeah.
tummy. So I
Yep.
didn't really eat. It's being in New Hampshire now. It's almost a 7-8 hour drive.
Yeah.
It used to be 5 or 6. Now it's
Yep.
closer to 7, 8,
Right.
because we have to go through. After we come out of Jersey, we literally have to go across the Tappan Zee.
Tappan Zee.
And
Yeah.
yes, I'm going to call it the Tappan Zee.
Yep.
I'm
Me
not
too.
calling
It
it
will
whatever the
always
hell it's
be.
called. It's
Always be Tappan
always
Zee.
exactly. I love that for us.
Yep.
Um, so we have to go that way. So of course that adds,
Right.
an hour. But anyway, so we get home and like I feel feverish. I feel
Ugh.
blah, like, and I don't understand. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't
Yeah.
understand what's going on. And so Rich asked me, did I want to go to the doctor? And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't need to go to the doctor. I don't know. Well, the
Yeah.
next morning when I woke up,
Plus, you're probably thinking it was rainy.
well, yeah, I'm just thinking it
Yeah.
was travel tummy and I
Yep.
just didn't feel well.
Absolutely.
And long drive, and
Yeah.
I have
Out of
autoimmune
your
issues.
element.
So exactly, I have
Yep.
autoimmune issues. So who
Yep.
knows?
Right.
And so the next morning I wake up and I'm like, yeah, no, I have a UTI.
Oh,
And as
no.
you know, I get
Yeah.
UTIs when the wind
Yeah.
blows. So
Right. Right.
why I thought playing with a bidet was the thing to do.
Something new.
So
Something new.
exactly. So my husband was like, you should go to the
Go
doctor.
to
And I'm
the
like,
doctor.
no.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't we just do one of those video calls? I'm like, because I get
Yeah.
them so often, I,
Yeah.
I
You
don't
might as
need to
just,
go there.
you
I
know.
can, exactly.
Yeah.
So I call one, and the doctor calls me back 10 or 15 minutes later, and
Yeah.
I'm on the video call with the doctor, and she's
Right.
like, so how do you know it's a UTI? And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And I had never seen this. I mean, I have new insurance because I
Right.
moved. So this is a first visit as opposed
Right.
to what I had. So I tell the lady, I'm like, okay, look, I get UTIs when the wind blows
Right.
wrong. I
Yeah.
said,
I mean, we're in
so
our 50s. We know, you know.
what a UTI is.
Yep.
Right. And I'm like, and she's like, oh, okay. And I said, and to top it off, I just spent a week on vacation, and the house we were staying in had a bidet. And she started laughing and she goes, do you need me to teach you how to use a bidet? And I'm like, well, no, I clearly know now how
Yeah.
not to use
To,
it.
right. Not so
So,
frequently. No.
and not, back to front, it's front to
Right.
back.
Right. Right. Right.
So yeah, so that was, um,
So you're not going to France. No, I'm just joking.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Nope. I think I'm gonna stay away from bidets for a
Yes.
while.
Yes, I would suggest that for
Yeah.
you. Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, it's terrible. You going into that, we're in our 50s. You definitely know what you've been through along the way
Hmm.
medically. And then when they say, "How do you know?" Dude, like, I think between my family, my grandparents also, to me, in my generation, like it's just, we had a funny conversation with Alex about that yesterday. He was like, Mom, when did you know that you were your body was deteriorating? And I was like, Alex, probably when I was born. It was probably when I was
Right?
born.
Yeah.
And then definitely my first real sickness was I was 8. So, it's just like,
Mm,
from having so many things what you might have. Yep.
right.
Yep. It's
Oh,
like,
that's
just give
so
me the
funny.
medication, please. Let me take
Just
care of
just
my
do it.
problems.
Just
Yes.
right. Just
Yep.
just do it. Just give me what I need.
Yep. Absolutely. And the explanations over and over again. It's like, you have to go through your whole medical history when it's in the file already. Why do we fill out all these things if they're going to ask you again and again and again?
So I didn't have that. When I went to
Oh,
my
yeah.
new no, when I
Oh
went to
my
my new
God. That's amazing.
rheumatologist, I walked in and the nurse was like, "Okay, you're a new patient. I
Yeah,
know he's looking at your chart right now. I know we got some records from your doctor in New York,
right.
so we'll see what it is." And he walked in and he sat down and he was like,
Ready.
"So, according to your chart, this and this and
Oh,
this and this and
don't you
this."
love that?
And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "So, this and this and this and this." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, here's the new plan."
Yeah.
And he knew. And I was like,
Yep.
mind blown,
Yep.
because he walked in as if I was on a follow-up. It was
Yep.
not like I mean, it was obviously a new patient
Yeah.
because we did cover some things
Right.
that we covered, I covered in New York, but
Right. Oh,
I was absolutely shocked that he had read my chart.
yeah.
He knew what I was doing and was
Yep.
like, "We're not even going to do the full blood panel." He's like, "Let's just do
Yeah.
your biannual update for blood work."
Yep.
He's like, "Go ahead and take that." And I'm like,
That's just
"Seriously?" He's like, "Yeah,
amazing.
I got all your blood work."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I absolutely love you."
Yep. Well, I hold
So,
on to my doctors. I've had my same doctors for years.
mhm.
And then one of my doctors had gotten sick, so I had to change a different GY. And she came in, she read my chart too. And I think it might be that younger generation of
Yeah,
doctors that are like, it's in the chart, kind of like
just
it's in the
look at
chart.
it.
Just look at the
Yeah.
chart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that for us because, man,
I I
it's
do
hard.
love that for us.
There's too much medical
And then my
history
new
between the two of
primary.
us.
Oh, we could have 5 podcast episodes over
Oh my
that,
God.
but
Yep.
we're not getting into any of
Yep.
that.
Absolutely.
Oof.
Yep.
But
But oh man. So yeah,
yeah.
that's we had a full packed I like when we're doing this way because we have a lot to talk about. But when we get together, people might think that we just get together to talk like this, but we're talking all week through text and
Yeah.
um,
And
you
this is
know,
how we talk.
it is. It
We're not,
is.
I don't know about you. I'm not doing anything different. The only
Nope.
different thing I'm doing is I look at our notes because we have
Yep.
our notes that we want to talk about
Yep.
on the podcast. But
Absolutely. Yep.
and we're leaving names out and
Yep.
certain things like that for privacy
Right.
issues. But other than
Yep.
that, this is exactly how we talk.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to do it because,
Yeah.
it's between like our little chit chats that we do have. And when we
Mhm.
bring something up, it does affect other people. And that's kind of why we decided to do this because how many other people are going through the same things or
Right.
having the same
And even if
issues?
it just makes them laugh because they're
Oh,
talking about,
absolutely.
I used a bidet and had a UTI too. Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Yeah.
Or I tried to get Starbucks on Black Friday and
Yep.
put,
And
oh,
we have
this
had,
the protest is here this weekend.
right. Oh,
No,
what?
it's in New Hampshire. Yeah,
Oh,
it just hit
geez.
New Hampshire.
Oh,
They're
my God.
protesting today, so no Starbucks
Yeah.
for me.
No Starbucks for you. Ah, God.
Mm-mm. So,
All righty,
but
lady.
on that note,
Yes.
I think we should probably call it
Yep.
because
Yeah.
I got Christmas decorating to do today.
Oh, geez. Yeah, and
So,
I'm going to watch my grandchildren, so
yay! I
yay.
love that for you. I love that for you.
I love it for me too. I do love that. So
Yes.
yeah. But yeah, thank you for joining us if you are for our second episode, and
Our
hopefully we
second
will
episode.
have you here the
You want to
next
try
one.
doing one next week? Do you want to do a back to
Ooh,
backer or should we
yeah,
stick with the 2 weeks for now?
let's try.
You want
Let's
you want to
try.
go for next week?
Yeah.
Let's
Well, we
let's
always
let's
push ourselves. Let's push ourselves.
let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Next week it is.
Next week
Now
it
let's hope
is.
our official producer in air quotes.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Our producer is available.
Yes.
On that
Okay.
note,
Yes. Thank you for coming into Do We Love That for you?
yes, and we will love everything for you next week.
Will we?
Ah,
Do
we'll
we?
try to. We'll try to. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.